Have you ever been to a place that gave you the creeps? I'm not talking about questionable carpet choices or flickering lights, but a genuine, spine-tingling feeling that something else was sharing your space. Well, buckle up, because we're about to embark on a chilling journey through America's most haunted hotels, where history and the paranormal collide in a symphony of spectral delight. So, whether you're a seasoned ghost hunter or a curious skeptic, grab your EMF reader, or maybe just a teddy bear for comfort, and get ready to explore the spectral side of the continent's hospitality. Trust me, after this tour, you'll never look at a minibar or a room service menu the same way again. So, are you ready to delve into the heart of these haunted havens? We'll be checking into the iconic Stanley Hotel, the inspiration behind Stephen King's chilling masterpiece, The Shining. Prepare to be serenaded, or perhaps just startled, by the ghostly piano playing of Flora Stanley, the original mistress of the manor. And don't be surprised if you feel an icy breath on your neck as you wander the grand hallways. You never know who or what you might encounter. Next, we'll journey to the sunny shores of California, where the grand dame of haunted hotels, the Hotel del Coronado, awaits. Here, we'll uncover the tragic tale of Kate Morgan, whose untimely demise continues to send chills down the spines of guests and staff alike. Be prepared for sudden temperature drops, unexplained noises, and maybe even a glimpse of a spectral figure in a flowing white gown. But our spectral sojourn doesn't end there. We'll be venturing further afield to haunted amusement parks, former palaces, and even a hotel rumored to be frequented by the ghost of Ernest Hemingway himself. So, fasten your seatbelts, dear viewers, and prepare to be both entertained and terrified as we unlock the ghostly secrets of America's spookiest spots. All right, Ghostbusters, our first stop takes us straight into the heart of the Rocky Mountains to the Stanley Hotel. Nestled amidst the breathtaking scenery of Estes Park, Colorado, this grand old dame has been giving guests goosebumps since 1909. Now, you might think a place this picturesque couldn't possibly be haunted, but trust me, the Stanley has a way of getting under your skin, in the most delightful spooky way possible, of course. Built by F.O. Stanley, a wealthy inventor and philanthropist, the hotel was intended to be a luxurious retreat for the elite. And boy, did it deliver. Back in the day, folks would flock here to escape the city's smog, breathe in that fresh mountain air, and maybe catch a glimpse of a mountain lion. But little did they know, the real star of the show was just getting warmed up. Now, the Stanley has seen its fair share of guests over the years. We're talking presidents, celebrities, even a few ghosts, but none quite as legendary as one Mr. Stephen King. Back in 1974, King and his wife Tabitha decided to spend a night at the Stanley. Little did they know, they were about to have a sleepover that would change horror history forever. You see, the Stanley had this reputation. Locals whispered tales of strange goings-on, flickering lights, disembodied voices, the works. But it wasn't until King had a particularly vivid nightmare, featuring a haunted hotel and a very unhappy little boy, that things really kicked into high gear. That nightmare, my friends, became the inspiration for one of the most iconic horror novels and films of all time, The Shining. Now, while Jack Nicholson wielding an axe might be the most enduring image from the movie, the real star of the Stanley's ghostly show is Flora Stanley herself. Yep, the founder's wife decided to stick around after shuffling off this mortal coil, and she's got a flair for the dramatic. Guests have reported hearing Flora's phantom piano playing late at night, the keys tinkling away as if she's serenading a room full of invisible guests. Others claim to have felt her presence in the grand ballroom, a ghostly waltz swirling around them as they sip their cocktails. And then, of course, there's Room 217. Ah, yes, the room where it all began for Stephen King. It's said to be Flora's favorite haunt, pun intended, and it's been the epicenter of some of the hotel's most chilling tales. Guests have reported luggage unpacking itself, lights turning on and off with a mind of their own, and even the distinct feeling of being tucked in at night by an unseen hand. Now, the Stanley Hotel doesn't shy away from its spooky reputation. In fact, they've fully embraced it. They offer ghost tours, host paranormal investigations, and even have their own psychic on staff. You can even request to stay in room 217, though be warned, there's often a waiting list. But don't worry, if you're not lucky enough to snag the most haunted room in the house, you're still in for a treat. The entire hotel is like stepping into a time capsule, with its grand architecture, antique furnishings, and that lingering sense that you're never truly alone. But the Stanley Hotel is more than just a spooky setting for a horror film. It's a place where history and the paranormal intertwine, where the echoes of laughter and sorrow mingle in the corridors, and where the line between the living and the dead seems to blur just a little. So, if you're ever in Colorado and looking for a vacation with a side of spectral thrills, be sure to book a room at the Stanley. Who knows, you might just have a ghostly encounter of your own. And if you do, tell Flora we said hello. From the chilly peaks of the Rockies to the sun-kissed shores of Coronado Island, California, here stands the majestic Hotel del Coronado, or as the locals call it, the Del. A legendary landmark that's hosted presidents, movie stars, and a few ghosts. Built in 1888, the Del is a Victorian masterpiece with its iconic red roof and sprawling verandas. Some stories go bump in the night. Meet Kate Morgan, the Del's famous resident ghost. Her tragic story is shrouded in mystery. She was found dead on the steps leading to the beach. Now, the official ruling was suicide, but the circumstances surrounding Kate's death were, shall we say, a little suspicious. Some say she was waiting for a lover who never arrived, while others whisper about a botched abortion or even foul play. Whatever the truth may be, Kate's spirit seems determined to make her presence known. Over the years, guests staying in her former room, room 3327, have reported all sorts of strange happenings. Lights flickering on and off, the television changing channels on its own, and disembodied whispers floating through the air. Some have even claimed to see a woman in a flowing white gown, resembling Kate, wandering the hallways late at night. But Kate's not the only one causing a stir at the Del. Guests have reported cold spots in certain areas of the hotel, objects moving mysteriously, and the overwhelming feeling of being watched. There's even a tale of a phantom bellman who helps guests with their luggage before vanishing into thin air. Now, you might think all this ghostly activity would scare folks away, but it seems to have the opposite effect. People flock to the Del, not just for its beauty and history, but for the chance to rub shoulders with the resident Specters. It's like a paranormal meet and greet, but with better room service. The hotel even embraces its haunted reputation, offering ghost tours and encouraging guests to share their own spooky experiences. They even have a Ghostbusters package, which includes an EMF reader, a Ouija board, and of course, a complimentary copy of The Shining. You know, just in case you needed a little extra encouragement to sleep with the lights on. But despite the chills and thrills, there's a certain charm to the Del's haunted history. It's like the ghosts are just part of the furniture, adding a dash of otherworldly intrigue to an already unforgettable experience. The Hotel del Coronado isn't just a hotel. It's a living, breathing testament to a bygone era. It's a place where history whispers from every corner, where elegance and intrigue go hand in hand, and where the veil between this world and the next seems just a little bit thinner. So, if you're ever in Southern California and looking for a stay that's both luxurious and spine-tingling, the Del is calling. Just be sure to pack your sense of adventure and maybe a nightlight or two. Hold on to your hats, folks, because our next stop takes a detour from the haunted hotels and dives headfirst into the thrilling and slightly chilling world of amusement parks. That's right, we're headed to Buenos Aires, Argentina, to a place where the cotton candy is sweet, the rides are wild, and the ghosts, well, they like to have a little fun too. Welcome to Luna Park, a place where the laughter of children mingles with the screams of thrill seekers, and where, legend has it, a young girl's spirit still roams among the flashing lights and whirling rides. Now, Luna Park has been a Buenos Aires institution since 1912, a place where generations have come to create memories, indulge in sugary treats, and maybe lose their lunch on the more adventurous attractions. But beneath the cheerful facade and the scent of popcorn, there's a lingering sense of mystery, a whisper of something more than meets the eye. You see, they say that many years ago, a young girl tragically lost her life on one of the park's rides. The details are shrouded in time and speculation, but her presence is said to linger, a ghostly echo of laughter cut short too soon. Some believe she met her demise on the Grand Carousel, her laughter forever frozen in time as the horses galloped round and round. Others whisper about a roller coaster malfunction, her screams echoing through the years. Whatever the truth may be, visitors to Luna Park have reported strange occurrences, unexplained chills, and fleeting glimpses of a young girl who seems out of place among the living. They say she's most active at night, when the park is empty, the rides are silent, and the only sounds are the creaking of metal and the distant hum of the city. It's during these quiet hours that her presence is felt most strongly, a reminder that some stories, even those touched by tragedy, never truly end. Some guests have reported feeling a cold spot as they walk past certain rides, a sudden drop in temperature that defies the warm Argentine air. Others claim to have heard the faint laughter of a child, echoing through the deserted park, only to turn and find no one there. If you enjoyed this eerie tale, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more ghostly stories. Now, Luna Park isn't all ghostly whispers and eerie encounters. It's still a place of joy, excitement, and good old-fashioned fun. But there's no denying that the park's history, with its blend of laughter and loss, adds an extra layer of intrigue to the experience. It's a reminder that every place has its stories, its secrets, and its echoes of the past. And sometimes, those echoes manifest in the most unexpected and spine-tingling ways. So, if you ever find yourself in Buenos Aires with a hankering for cotton candy and a taste for the paranormal, take a spin on Luna Park's famous Ferris wheel. Just keep an eye out for the ghostly girl who never left the ride. She might just be waiting for someone to share a laugh or maybe a scream with. Luna Park stands as a testament to the enduring power of stories, both real and imagined. It's a place where the thrill of the ride is amplified by the whispers of the past, where laughter and screams intertwine with ghostly legends, and where the line between amusement and the afterlife blurs just a little. So buckle up, dear viewers, as we continue our spectral journey, venturing deeper into the heart of South America, where history and the paranormal collide in a symphony of eerie encounters and unforgettable tales. Buckle up, ghost hunters, because we're trading in the cotton candy and roller coaster screams for something a little more regal. That's right, we're stepping into the world of royalty, but don't expect any red carpets or cucumber sandwiches. This time, we're guests of a different kind of royalty, the spectral kind. Welcome to Quinta da Boa Vista, nestled in the heart of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Now, this ain't your average tourist trap. We're talking about a former palace, a place where emperors once strolled and princesses waltzed the night away. But like any good royal residence, it's got its fair share of secrets, scandals, and, you guessed it, ghosts. But unlike your typical chain-clanking, sheet-wearing specters, this royal ghost prefers a more subtle approach. They say the spirit haunting these grand halls is none other than Princess Isabel, Brazil's last monarch. And she's not here to play games. Well, maybe just a few ghostly ones. Imagine wandering through these opulent rooms, admiring the antique furniture and the intricate details, when suddenly, a chill runs down your spine. And no, it's not the AC. It's as if the air itself remembers the weight of history, the laughter and sorrow that once filled these halls. We turn our attention to a peculiar story of the palace. Now, Princess Isabel, she wasn't your typical princess. She was known for her strong will, her progressive views. She abolished slavery in Brazil, talk about a boss move, and her, shall we say, lingering presence. And by lingering, we mean, well, lingering. Guests who dare to venture into Quinta da Boa Vista have reported all sorts of strange happenings. Sudden drops in temperature, especially in rooms where Isabel once spent her time, as if her icy presence still chills the air. Unexplained noises, like the rustle of silk gowns or the soft murmur of voices long gone. Some even claim to have felt a ghostly touch, a fleeting brush against their skin as they admired a portrait or peered into an antique mirror. It's enough to make you wonder if Isabel is simply making her presence known, reminding everyone that this palace, even in its current state, still holds a piece of her spirit. More than just cobwebs and crowns. Now, you might think a haunted palace would be a tough sell, but there's a certain allure to Quinta de Boa Vista that goes beyond the spooky stories. It's the history that seeps from the walls, the echoes of a bygone era that linger in the air. Today, the palace houses the National Museum of Brazil, a treasure trove of artifacts and exhibits that tell the story of this vibrant nation. But even amidst the educational displays and the informative plaques, there's a sense that you're walking through a ghost story, that the past is always present, watching, waiting to reveal itself. And who knows, maybe that's part of the appeal. After all, who doesn't love a good ghost story, especially one set in a palace? It's like something out of a fairy tale, but with a spooky twist. Whispers of Empire, echoes of elegance. Quinta de Boa Vista isn't just a palace, it's a time capsule, a place where the grandeur of empire meets the intrigue of the paranormal. It's a reminder that history isn't just something we read about in textbooks. It's alive, it breathes, and sometimes it even sends chills down our spines. So, if you ever find yourself in Rio de Janeiro, take a detour from the beaches and the samba clubs and step into the spectral embrace of Quinta de Boa Vista. Just be sure to pack a sweater and maybe a healthy dose of skepticism. You never know who or what you might encounter. Well, folks, we're leaving the opulent halls of royalty behind and stepping into a different kind of haunt, one where the ghosts of history are etched into the very walls. Our next stop takes us to Santiago, Chile, to the Hotel de la Moneda. This ain't your average tourist trap. This was once the presidential palace of Chile. The Hotel de la Moneda harbors a darker secret. It was at the heart of the 1973 Chilean coup d'etat. President Salvador Allende met a tragic end here. Imagine walking these hallowed halls, the weight of history pressing down on you. Now, Allende, he wasn't your typical politician. He was a socialist, a revolutionary, a man who dared to challenge the status quo. And his presidency, well, it was cut tragically short. On September 11, 1973, as the coup raged around him, Allende gave his final address to the nation from within the walls of La Moneda. It was a defiant speech, a call for peace and unity even as bombs rained down around him. And then, silence. Allende was found dead in his office, a gunshot wound to the head. The official story? Suicide. But whispers of assassination have persisted for decades. Guests and staff at the Hotel de la Moneda have reported strange occurrences, unexplained chills, and the overwhelming feeling of being watched, particularly near Allende's former office. Some claim to have heard his voice, a faint echo of that final defiant speech drifting through the corridors. Others have reported seeing a solitary figure, a man in a suit, his face etched with sorrow and determination, pacing the halls late at night. Now, the Hotel de la Moneda isn't just a haunted house of political intrigue. It's a living, breathing museum, a place where visitors can learn about Chile's tumultuous past and reflect on the events that shaped the nation. But even amidst the historical displays and the informative plaques, there's a palpable sense of unease, a lingering echo of the violence and uncertainty that once gripped this place. It's in the bullet holes that still scar the walls, in the hushed whispers of tour guides, in the very air itself. And maybe that's what makes the Hotel de la Moneda so fascinating, so profoundly unsettling. It's a place where the past is always present, where the ghosts of history walk alongside the living, their stories intertwined like the threads of a tapestry woven with both beauty and sorrow. The Hotel de la Moneda stands as a testament to the enduring power of the past, a place where the echoes of revolution and the whispers of the dead mingle with the footsteps of the living. So, if you ever find yourself in Santiago, take a moment to step inside this grand old building. Listen closely to the stories whispered by the walls, and you might just hear the faint but resolute voice of a president who refused to be silenced, even in death. Well, folks, Our whirlwind tour of America's spookiest spots has come to an end. We've tiptoed through grand hotels, waltzed with royal specters, and even braved the ghostly thrills of an amusement park. And let's be honest, we've probably all developed a newfound appreciation for nightlights and maybe even a good therapist. But as we pack our bags and bid farewell to these haunted havens, it's worth remembering that the stories we've uncovered are more than just spooky tales to share around a campfire, though they're definitely good for that too. These tales are windows into the past, glimpses into the lives and loves, the triumphs and tragedies that have shaped these places. They remind us that every building, every room, every creaking floorboard has a story to tell. And sometimes, those stories involve a little something extra, something that sends shivers down our spines and makes us question what we think we know about the world. So the next time you find yourself checking into a hotel, take a moment to look beyond the amenities and the thread count. Listen to the whispers of the past, feel the energy that lingers in the air, and who knows, you might just encounter a story that stays with you long after you've checked out. From the ghostly piano playing of Flora Stanley to the tragic tale of Kate Morgan, from the spectral whispers in a Brazilian palace to the lingering presence of a Chilean president, we've explored the darker side of the continent's history, one haunted location at a time. But our journey doesn't end here. The world is full of places where the veil between the living and the dead seems a little thin, where stories of the past refuse to be silenced, and where a good ghost story is always just around the corner. So, keep your eyes open, your minds curious, and your EMF readers charged. And if you hear a bump in the night, don't worry, it's probably just the ghost saying hello. Until next time, sleep tight, or try to. If you enjoyed our ghostly tales, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Your support helps us bring more spooky stories to life.